Our company, Phoenix Development Company, has partnered with Havenbeheer
Ja,
Suriname. So Havenbeheer is your company and
ja.
my company
Mhm.
as a Surinamese person. And what we are is their exclusive developers. So the land of Havenbeheer and the land that we're using to develop the port and all of that, that's all owned by Havenbeheer. It stays in the ownership of Suriname. What we are doing is the exclusive development. So I think the right way is recht van opstel, or recht van opstel.
Ja,
Yeah.
dat is juridisch
Yeah.
zo het geval.
Yeah, yeah.
Oké, en daar wordt nu zal nu daar een haven gebouwd worden. Wanneer kunnen we de haven zien?
So first activities we are planning for the beginning of this coming year, and that will be basic loading facilities that need to be placed in Nickerie to number one, start servicing the rice industry, which is in dire need of a logistics point at the Nickerie site. And then also to kind of take on some of the heavy industry, the equipment that needs to be brought in, facilities, construction equipment, materials, that kind of stuff.
Kun je me misschien een schets geven van wat jullie allemaal van plan zijn?
Yeah, sure. So the plan that you're looking at there is developed by our technical advisors. That's the Port of Rotterdam. So we selected them specifically because they're the largest port in Europe, most advanced port in the world. And realistically, they built the city of Rotterdam around the port facility. And over the last 700 years, they've been, continuously growing and expanding because they've done their port model so beautifully. So we said, okay, we would like to have them help us because they've done that so well for themselves. Let's have them do it for us too. So we brought them on board, and essentially what you guys are looking at is a layout. And what I would like to kind of say is that this is sort of almost like a menu for the private sector here in Suriname to go and look at these sectors which the Port of Rotterdam has identified as really good industries to get started here in Suriname, especially at the special economic zone at the Port of Nickerie. And essentially that becomes a menu to the private sector here for these really knowledgeable, very big company in the rest of the world. Port of Rotterdam has looked at Suriname and has said, okay, these are the opportunities that we're identifying.
Ik had laatst een gesprek met de CEO van Staatsolie.
Ja.
En die had het ook over gas. En ik zei van, transport is een probleem. Hebben jullie dat probleem ook?
So gas in any way, and when developing a energy industry, you're going to have to what's called move the molecule. So gas, just like oil, it's a fluid. In this case, gas is gas, right? It needs to be moved from the well to somewhere to be refined so that we can use it for something. So what we don't want to do is what's happening in Guyana, which is flaring, afvakkeling. It's really bad for the environment, and we're still carbon negative in Suriname. We're one of 3 countries in the world, so we want to make sure we maintain that. But yes, building transport infrastructure for molecules, for hydrocarbons, for gas or oil is expensive. So I've heard talks of sending gas to Trinidad from Suriname. Not really the best idea, just because it's 800 kilometers away through deep water, plus you have to go through Venezuela, so kind of setting up for another kind of geopolitical issue there. And plus deep water pipelines are roughly $10 million a mile, $7 to $10 million a mile, so not exactly the best economic idea. But that's where...
Maar hoe zouden jullie dat
Exactly. That's where we're kind of saying, okay, we don't need to come up with these crazy, fantastical ideas. What we can do is we can just employ existing technologies that work all over the world successfully. And we can bring that gas to shore here in Suriname and turn that into a major industry for our local people here, rather than sending it somewhere else. So at Firebird LNG, what we did is we partnered with... kind of the best developers in the world in that aspect. So our partners, Walt Teeter and Jeff Otting, very, very decorated pasts in energy development.